So in this video, we're going to look at the Polyend tracker. We're just going to look over different ways to mold the sounds, and then we're also going to look at a couple different ways to build the song up. So right now we're in pattern view. We're going to press sample loader so we can look. I've already loaded in some samples. So let's preview them. Okay, so this one, clavecin 1, I want to change that sound a little. So I'm going to press instrument parameters. If I hold down instrument, I can see we definitely have that selected right here. So I can play it down here. And then I want to press volume here. Make it a little quieter. Also maybe want to enable a filter. So we're going to go to filter type, choose low pass, and go to cutoff, and then we can play it. Okay, I like that. Leave the resonance at 0. I want to go into effects here and press reverb send. Let's bring the reverb up. Now we want the delay up. Okay, we're going to go back. Okay, I think I like that. So let's go into pattern here. And we're going to play some notes in. So let's hold down note. Let's just see where we are here. All right, we'll just start E5. And I'm going to set step to 0 because I don't want it to advance. This is just how I like to work. This way, if I press a note, it's the wrong note, I can correct it. Let's add some more notes. Okay, let's listen to that. Say I like that, and I want that to just keep repeating. So one way to do that is hold down Shift and press arrow down. And now we have selected that area. Now I'm going to press copy, go down 1, Shift, paste. And now we can see we're on step 16. We're going to go down 1, Shift, paste, down 1, Shift, paste. So now, turn off record. We can use the knob. We can see it's been copied all the way through. Now that's one way to do it. Say I want to delete all of this. Make sure record is enabled, press delete, and it's gone. So here's another way to copy. I can hold Shift and press home. It goes to the top row. Shift, arrow up, that selects the entire column. If I press Shift and up again, we can see it highlighted the entire pattern. Now we only have those 4 notes. I'm going to press Shift, press arrow up from the top, and it's going to select that whole column. So I'm going to press copy. It's just another way to do it. Might be a little quicker. Paste, same thing as we just saw. So we're just pasting that entire pattern all the way down through. So let's give it a listen. Okay, now let's add some drums. So I'm going to go instrument. We're going to choose bass drum. We'll make it simple bass drum beat. So 2 kicks. And then I want a snare. And then maybe another kick. Now I can do the same thing. Shift home, arrow up, copy. Let's go down. Shift paste, go down. Shift paste, down. Shift paste. Now we can see it's all filled in with that same rhythm. Kick drum, snare, kick drum. And then repeat. Now while that's playing, let's go in. Let's actually go in to the parameters. Now what are we on? We're on the kick drum. So I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit on there. Now we hear more of the melody. Let's instrument over to the snare drum. Let's turn that down. Let's go into effects and turn up that reverb. There we go. All right, let's stop that. Now what I want to do is I want to insert in some hi-hat. So I'm going to hold down instrument, choose hi-hat. Okay, so that's playing. Now what I want to do is I want to select this entire column, Shift up, we select all of it. Now this is the cool part. Let's click fill. Let's say I want that to be every other, playing that same C5 note over and over again. So this is how we do it. So from here, it says where. So I want it to be on each step. Step 2, so it skips over, so every other. Doesn't matter the scale because it's just going to stay the same note, constant. Note, we're going to change that to C5, just like as we have it here, and then press fill. And as we can see, it's every other step. Okay, I like that, but let's do something even more fun. We're going to hold down Shift, press up. Now we're selected the whole column again. What I want to do is change the volume. So here's one way to do it. I'm going to press fill, and now we're in the effects screen here. So you can see different effects. If I'm in note, it's going to go different menu here. So I want this to be on volume, each step, every 2 steps. And we want it random, the fill type to be random. And then we'll make it, say, lower numbers, 29 to 40, and we'll fill it in. Now that's just one way to do it. So let's listen to it and see what it sounds like. So there it is, some random volume. If I wanted to and wanted to change specific ones, I just go to that area and then change the value. And it has a nice little preview. So let's say I like that, and then I want to just copy it over to a new pattern, for example. Hold down pattern, press copy. We just copied the entire pattern. Hold down pattern, I can just arrow up, or I can press pattern and change it with a knob, or I can just press it on the pad. Go to pattern 2, pattern, shift, paste. And now it's all pasted in. Everything's the same. What I want to do for this part, this is just for an example, we're just going to transpose the notes. Okay, that sounds good. So we have that, and then we can pattern and go back by turning the knob. Pattern 1, pattern 2. So you can queue up the next pattern. So if I press play, hold down pattern, press the left or right arrow, you can see pattern 2 is queued up next. And it'll switch to it, and then it'll keep looping that until I hold down pattern, go to 1, and back to 2. We're going to go to pattern 3. Now I have another instrument here that is orchestra 7, so let's listen to it. Okay, so it sounds like it fades out. So let's just go into here, sample playback. Here we can test it out. So it stops because we're in one shot. So we're going to change the play mode. Let's make it, say, a forward loop. Okay, backward. Ping pong. I think I like that one the best, so we're going to leave it on ping pong loop. Now there's other sample playback modes, which I'll cover in later videos. Let's also mold it, so we're going to go instrument parameters, and we're still on that instrument, orchestra 7. So let's add some low pass to that. We'll turn the volume down, and we'll add some reverb and delay. Okay, I like that. So we're just going to insert a note. So there's the note I want, and then we'll just press play. And there we are. There's one thing you have to know. If you want the note to turn off, let's say we want to go to pattern 4, and we want that note to turn off, and we have, say, something else playing here. Okay, so I'm going to press play. Now that's going to keep playing, and it'll re-trigger when it hits the note. So if I hold pattern and turn to pattern 5, it's going to keep playing because it doesn't tell, because that's on a loop. So what I have to do is record, turn the knob to the left, and now it's set to off. So now if we go to pattern 3, it's going to play. Now we're going to go to pattern 5. Now let's see what it fades out, as you can see. So let's look into song view again. And we have this first pattern playing. Now what I want to do is add more. So add slot. Actually what I'm going to do is we're going to go to pattern 6 because that's blank. So I want track 1 here to be copied down. So press copy and then paste. So now if I go to pattern 6, so let's say I want that to play 2 times, and then we're going to add another slot, and we're going to do pattern 7. And then what I can do is copy these over. So shift, arrow. Now we have that 2 of those highlighted. We'll do copy and then paste. So now it's going to play this twice, and then it'll go to this. Okay, then I want to add another slot, and we're going to make that go to pattern 2. Because pattern 2 now is that other synth line. What I want to do also, let's get rid of the drums on that pattern. So that's been erased. If we go to pattern 2, it is gone now. So if you mess up, just press undo if you want it to come back. We're going to add another slot, and then it'll play that again. And then we'll play pattern 3, add slot, and then we'll pattern 5. Remember with the note off there. I can go to the very top here and play it from the start. And then it goes back to the top and just keeps looping. So you can stop it by pressing stop or press play here. So I have a pattern right here. What I want to do is just make it all glitchy, random glitch. So I'm going to hold down shift, press up 2 times. And now what we're going to do is press FX1. Now what I can do is press fill, and then we want every effects. We'll make the step 1. We're going to change the effects to random effects. Fill type random from 0 to, let's just make it extremes, 0 to 100. Press fill. So now it just made all these tracks with random effects. So let's press play and listen to what it just did. Okay, so that was cool. What I want to do now is fill effects 2 with random effects. So fill, and then we're going to do each. Everything's all set. We're going to change random from 0 to 100. We're going to change this to random effects and fill. So now we have 2 random effects playing on every single step. So let's check it out. So just that is extremely useful if you want to just make some kind of a glitch beat or track. It's a pretty easy way. Let's say we want to change it again. We're going to enable shift up 2 times. So we have everything, all the tracks selected. We're going to do fill. Let's make sure it's all random from 0 to 100. Fill. We'll do that for FX1, the same thing, fill. Now that's completely different than the original. So if I press play, we can listen to it. So that's pretty crazy, the amount of different possibilities that we can have. We could even go crazier. So shift home, shift arrow up twice, everything selected. So we can do this from fill. We'll make each, and then each one step. Chromatic, random notes. We'll make it from F3 all the way to E5, fill. So now we just filled the entire area with that. Next we're going to fill, press instrument. Now what we want it to be is each step we're going to choose random. So we're going to choose it from, we'll make it from the kick drum to orchestra 7, fill. And now we have everything randomized, all of the notes, all of the instruments, all the effects. Now obviously you can highlight different areas and make changes there, making sure record is on to do the fill. Now we'll press play. It's probably not going to sound too pretty, but it's just to get an idea of how much you can do with this. There we go. I can hold down shift and disable any track that I want here. So let's listen to track 2. That's awesome. Now let's check out 3. Okay, so let's keep all these unmuted. We're going to go to song here. Now I'm going to delete all these slots here. And we're just going to stick with the pattern we were on, which was pattern 2. So we're going to change pattern to 2. And now we're going to add a slot. Now this pattern, I just want it to be empty. So pattern 10. Now I'm just going to copy, paste. Let's add another slot. Let's make it pattern 11. I can go up here, copy, paste. So now we can listen to just say this, just play pattern. And it'll just keep looping if I want. And then I can play this pattern. Let's say I want track 6 copied. Go down here, paste. We'll make another slot, blank. Then I'll copy this, paste it here. Copy this, paste it here. Now let's listen to that pattern. We've looked over a couple different ways, copy, paste, to transpose notes. We can copy, paste patterns. And we can also use the fill tool to glitch out completely random patterns. And we just looked how we can copy and paste different tracks to different patterns. So these little building blocks can be built up to make some pretty crazy tracks if you want to. This makes this a very deep machine and really awesome and unique. Feel free to watch episode 1. There's going to be a whole lot more videos coming up, so stay tuned.